Good morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, you're alive. Hope you're alive too.
Say it again, Andrew.
Yes, sir, we're good, man. Well, I am good. Can't speak for everyone else, but give
Yeah.
God thanks alive.
Oh, tell me about that. Yes, man. Yes, man. For real. What about the rest?
I'm good, sir.
Nice. So we know how to talk to teacher today, and I'm sure there,
Morning, sir. Good morning. How are you doing so far? How is life?
you know, I'm standing on my grave, so I am well.
Which is
I'm
right.
well. Meaning some people are lying in their graves. I'm standing on top of it, so I am well. God is good. God
Yes,
is
once
good.
you have life, you are good.
If I tell you all when there is no money in the pocket, me
You're still
tell
good. Once you have life, you wake up. And not a lot of person don't wake up this morning.
talk truth, talk truth. So I'm very grateful. I'm happy. I rested well, and Tammy, the truth of the matter is, this is my time of the year. Track and field is
Summer, hot.
good. I'm just sitting in front of TV. So right about now,
Oh, it's running.
catch up on all of the races I may miss.
Oh, Jesus.
So
We run out, we never
eh,
get none of the 4
this
by
is my
4 medley.
I don't want oxtail and rice and peas. I'll say oxtail and rice and peas and box it one side just to watch a little one race. So I'm very happy. Really, I'm happy for you guys. So, and while I was up last night, well, early this morning, I logged on and I said to myself, there are some students, in as much as how me love, come and love all of my students. Um, by the way, anybody who knows Divanet, anybody near know her? Anybody knows Delva or Geraldine? All right. Those are three students that I'm going to drop because they have not logged on until since the 18th or the 25th of June. No, they're not at the course again, clearly. All right, so I will drop them. Let me just see. One, two, three, Delphi, Geraldine, and Tiffany. Let me just see if they're doing any work online. Delvo, Geraldine, Tiffany. Okay, over. Okay, okay. So they're not doing anything online. So let me go and drop them now. Mm, all right, so I'm down to 24. And all these have logged on between the 14th and 9th. Okay, so let me just go back now and look at something. All right, so I don't know. Some of you promised me that you're going to be working. And 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are 7 students in the class that still don't complete what it is I asked them to complete. And you know, it. And at the end of the class today, I'm going to close out those assessments. I'm really very sorry. You know, I've tried. I tried. I tried. However, one of the things that I'm recognizing also is that some people know not doing anything in the week to pace themselves, that they're now rushing the assessments because of the deadline, and as a result of that, they're getting some wishy-washy grades. And I don't like seeing 70 odd percent. So if you get 70 odd percent in any of the assessments online, you fail it. Come on, you can do better and get 100%. So you need to pace yourselves. Understand that you have work. Understand that you have responsibilities. I understand all of those. I get it. I get it. But what you need to learn is discipline. You come home from work, and you're gonna go and do a one piece of reading or something before you go to bed. And I'm going to tell you, as I try to encourage you, I'm going to tell you, it is something that I had to do also. So it's not that I went to school full-time all my life. No, my first degree was done full-time. But I've gone back to school on other occasions, and those occasions were done on a part-time basis, where I had to go to school and work. One situation is that I went to work. I leave work at 5 o'clock on a Friday, and my class at the university started 4 o'clock. I couldn't up and leave the government pick me them at 4 o'clock because selfishly I wanted to go to school. I couldn't do that. I have a responsibility. But one of the things I can tell is that when 5 o'clock came, I won't get tarry. So I make sure that 5 o'clock I leave out. You know, class was from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And sometimes I'm getting to school 5:30. All right. So, and I mean, I did very well. What I'm saying to you is you have to pace yourselves in order for this thing to work. And one of the things that I am very aware of is my evening students. My evening students over the years outperform the day students, and I don't expect anything different from you. Not going to say anything more. I'll come to class and I encourage you so that you can do it. I don't want an excuse from anybody. If you're going to give me excuses that you can't manage because you have this and that, it means you're not supposed to be in school. I want you to take responsibility for your learning. I want you to take responsibility and understand that this is what it is that you need to do. We know it rough. And that's why I tell you that I've been there. I was just a full-time student. So I can say, oh man, you can do it. I've been there. Drop a sleepy doll fool in my mouth because I'm tired when I reach home. I've been there. So students, I beg of you, please do what is required of you in order for you to pass the course. And this is a pretty easy course. 120 catch pre-calculus and business calculus and business statistics. 120 catch calculus 1 and calculus 2. Come on.
Good morning,
Right.
sir.
So I did say to you that come today, I really want to cover 2 areas. I want to cover 2 areas. I'm looking at the assessments and I'm seeing where I have people in the class completing those areas and I'm getting perfect scores. Getting perfect scores, 100% in this stuff. So that I'm very happy about. So let me see if I can find it. I'm not yet sharing my screen, but
Sir, you're not home this morning. Your background's so noisy.
somebody said sir a while ago.
Sir, I was saying that, oh, your background's so noisy. We're not hearing birds this morning. We're hearing a lot of talking.
All right. So as I said to you from before, that this course mainly will be taught from the Educasoft platform. Why? Because of a lot of graphs and the animations. Like I did last week, I prepared a document on construction and I sent off to you. What I'm going to be doing now is to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, somebody.
Sir, it look like your internet now.
Yes. You hearing us, sir?
Hello?
Sir.
Hello? Can somebody talk to me, please? I don't know if my system is not working. I'm speaking and I'm not seeing. All right, so I'm seeing the chat moving.
Yes, Miss Sir, we have just seen your
You're all
screen.
responding to me. That's why I was saying hello, hello. Oh, Lord. All right, Krishna, can you talk again for me, please? Because
You hearing us, sir?
I'm hearing you now.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Papa. Wow. All right. So, okay, thanks, Marva. When you guys get your first class honors with your bachelor's degrees and support and so on, you all can get your teacher one of those. We call it, well, Krishna can help me out with a powerful computer, powerful headset, and powerful everything, so I don't have no problems when your little brothers and sisters are coming up and I'm teaching them. All right, but for now, teacher is using his Bembe. Anybody know what Bembe is? All right, one go look it up. All right. So I know some of you would have gone through in your tutorials. Yes, this is what I want to happen. I am now going to go through with you pretty quickly now. What it is that you didn't understand while you're reading through is a great opportunity for me to explain to you what is happening.
Yes, sir.
Great
This
opportunity.
really helping us, sir.
Say it again.
The tutorials actually really help.
I'm
because
telling you. Mhm. I'm telling you, it does. All right, so let us go through our introduction. So the term geometry is what it's from. It's taken from a word. It's a Greek word, geometron. And for me, whenever you're trying to find the root word or the meaning of a word, just go to where the word is derived from, and you should be able to see what it is. So geo means earth, geography, geology, you know, geothermology, anything with geo means earth, and metron is measurement. So when you put them together, geometry means measurement of the earth. Makes sense, don't it?
yes, sir.
That makes sense.
Good, good, good. I was about to say that I want to make sure that Ava is out of bed. So I want to make sure that Ava is answering me.
Yes, sir. I am here.
Ava, that sound like you're under the comforter, one eye open, the other eye shut, and you're between Cuba and Jamaica.
Sir, Bahamas.
Same thing.
Drinking a little mojito.
Mm.
But I'm up,
Lord,
sir. I'm up. I'm ready. I'm ready. Game time.
Lord, purify my thoughts and take away jealousy out of mine because it's not of you, because that's what I should be having too. But anyhow, let's go. So when we talk about geometry, we're talking about measurement of the earth, and measurement is not bad. If you want to know if you use a ruler, you're good to go. Because if you can use a ruler, by extension, you can use a protractor. By extension, you can use a compass. Measurement is something that is going to be um, required of you even to give an estimation. And sometimes I use the word guesstimation because you're actually guessing what is to come. All right. So three terms for building blocks of geometry would be point, line, and plane. Point, line, and plane. Point and plane. Let us look at point. That who making trouble in class now? Shaquille. What is the point you're making, Shaquille? It means that I want that single argument. Don't go around in circles with me. Said to Mr. Boy, sir, I'm not gonna lie to you. Remember the assignments, but we never have no light. And talking about light, I don't know if anybody have been experiencing this. 2 times this week now that I don't have no light. You know, that's it. Wednesday night, I was teaching from 5 to 7. No light for the whole time. No light. Fortunately, I mean, I have data and I had to go into the car, use my tablet, turn on the car and charge the tablet while doing my stuff. And then yesterday again, it was no light. I don't know what's going on, but what is the single point? Had difficulty teaching because no electricity. So a point is just one little something looking like that. That's the point. Watch this now. A point is plotted as soon as the tip of the pencil comes in contact with the paper. That's the point. That's the point. But that point, when you look on a Cartesian plane, it corresponds to an x value and a y value. When you look on a Cartesian plane, it corresponds to an x value and a y value. Now, let me just tell you something. You see that point? By extension, that point could be argued through to where you live. Because where you live, your house on a Cartesian plane connects with an x value and a y value. when you send somebody your location via WhatsApp, it is plotted along your X value and Y value. Okay, your latitude versus your longitude. So now your Siri and whoever else annoying people under, so you can say, okay, fine, travel 100 kilometers on this road. When you reach on, they say turn right. When you reach on, they say turn left, until you find exactly where the person is. And incidentally, as we speak about point, this is also mysteries are solved, because I would have seen, clearly in movies, but I would suspect that it could happen in real life, where friends are going out and they say, you know what? I don't know these other friends, and I come out with one friend, but they have several other friends. They go in their phone, put on the location, and they say to their very good friend or parents or whoever it is, my location is on, you can see where I'm going. And if anything fishy happens, they know exactly where to go. Very important. That's the point. That's the point. All right? Now, so a point is a mark by a position represented by a dot. A point has no dimension such as length, width, or thickness. All right? It has no direction such as length, nor width, nor thickness. Just here. It has a position though. Capital letters are used to represent the point. Look on it. APX, for example. This A is corresponding to a coordinate. So is P, so is X. Sir, but it has no length, no width, and no thickness. Aren't you? All agreed. How do I find A? A must have a particular location. It's true, sir, because A is different from P, and P different from X. Somebody saying something? All right. Let us go through the plane now. Not an aeroplane, but a plane is in a flat or smooth surface which extends endlessly in all directions. When we talk about a two-dimensional plane is what you and I will draw on flat surface. Flat surface. However, a three-dimensional plane is a plane that you can actually touch and see, and it comes alive. Like your house and your car. You can go into the house, you can go into the car. But when I draw a house on paper, it is just a two-dimensional picture of what is happening. All right, and I'm just trying to explain as I go along, so that those of you who were very nice students that read can put things into perspective now. So a plane has length and width. A plane has length and width, but the plane has no height. A plane has length and width, but no height. Put it this way. It's like you have a $5,000 bill that falls on the floor. You see the length of it. You see the width of it. It has no height. None. A plane has no boundary. The surface top of a table, a sheet of paper, a wall, floor or ceiling of a room, are all examples of a portion of a plane. Talk truth. Look at that. Can you agree with that? Let us have a conversation about that. If you understand that, say agree, sir.
Sir, agree, but where are the wings? All right, forget that shit.
That's a cheap shot, but a nice one, yeah. But a plane, though, the airplane would be a three-dimensional one because you can actually get into the plane. Now, I'm happy that you say that because, you know, some words are pronounced the same, spelled the same, but have different meaning. What is READ?
Read and read.
Read and read. What is JOB?
Job and job.
Job and job. So just imagine. So Andrew Han gave a cheap one a while ago. Let me give a cheap one too. Imagine if I go down a town and said to them, look, you down there, I said, excuse me, do you know where Matthews Lane is? What do you think the body are going to do to me?
Probably telling them to know where that was, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? That is true, but anybody else? What do you think the body are going to do to me?
Correct, yes, sir. The match lane.
Wait, so wait, name?
Matches lane.
Matches Lane, don't.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think of that, the mother do. The mother said to themselves, say, oh, that you tell from running, you know. I'm soon I can come from foreign.
True, sir.
Make him send him run there, so. And by the time I reach on, they say, no, chain, boot, socks, everything gone off of me. And God forbid, sometimes, you know, what will also be taken away, but we're not going to say it. But the point is, when you look on, name of the lane is Matthews, but we call it Matches. All right. So we have a lot of things that are spelled differently. Job and job, read and read, you know, it's just one of those. So we have to learn how now to contextualize chord and chord, CORD, CHORD, different spelling, but has the same pronunciation. Now, a CHORD in mathematics has a special meaning. But somebody hear me talking about a chord and they say, you talk about chord in maths? Yeah. So we have to be able to differentiate what it is that we're speaking about and know how to identify the difference. All right. So it is giving us that. And all of these together are called plane figures. All of them together are called plane figures. Let us look at the line and segment. Now, are there any questions so far? If your answer not hearing
No,
it,
sir.
okay,
No, sir.
thank
No
you,
question.
thank you. And let me just follow from what Krishna said earlier. Krishna said, sir, reading the tutorial is not really bad enough because we read them and understand them. So I want you to get into the habit of reading the tutorials. So when sir come to class, man, sir will explain the things that you don't understand, but just read. 9 and 9 segments. Anywhere you see this hand, that's where we'll go next. Let's just look at the line segment. Consider the points A and B on a plane. Sir, that means you couldn't do line and line segments before because we wouldn't know what a plane is, but now that we know what a plane is, we can talk about a line and a line segment. Well, we're not going to talk about the line just yet, but we're going to talk about the line segment. So AB, look at AB. Point A has no, it only has a location. That's the only thing it has. No direction, no length. it just has a location. So point A and point B. Camille lives at A, Krishna lives at B. I can ask you, what is the distance between where Camille lives versus where Krishna lives? So I measure the distance between point A and point B. Sir, is this important in mathematics? Thanks for asking, because it's important to everyday life. When you leave your yard and go to your work, that's the difference between two major points. And some of you, like myself, don't have no life. Work, church, home. Work, church, home. And some of you just have work on church. I mean, work on home. All right? So it's something that we need to do. And sometimes we can say to you, like, oh, summer coming now. Oh, thank you, Jesus. They make a school picnic, just make traffic up on the road. So instead of me leaving out 6 o'clock now for reach work 8 o'clock, we can leave out 7:30 now. So on someone glad because when I can sleep a little later, so forth and so on. But when September morning come, members say at 5 o'clock, I'm not going to leave out because all of them are new students who have got school and those who are going to go to university and get them on a car. So you have more car up on the road. All right. So that's what the 2 points look like on a plane. And watch there now. You see that something that you see with the 2 arrows is a line, because a line has no end. A line has no end. A line is continuous. 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 A line is continuous. A line has no end. Jesus. Then, sir, that means there's a line from St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, right down to St. Thomas, Portland. Talk truth. A line has no end. That means it done right there. So no, that would be a line segment because the line continues. So it passes St. Thomas and gone to other country. You understand? So a line is continuous. A line segment, on the other hand, is a piece of the line. A line segment is a piece of the line. What do you mean a piece of the line, sir? Look at that. AB is just a portion of the line and not the complete line. It's a portion of the line, but not the complete line. So that's what a line segment is. A line segment is a piece of a line. A line is continuous, has no end. All right? So the straight path from A to B is called a line segment. You see how we denote it? It is the A and the B for the naming of the line segment, and we draw a line. And we draw a line above A and B to denote the line segment. To denote the line segment. Any questions? I'm pausing here because I'm going to finish this today and start something else because this is easy 1, 2, 3. So talk to me. Any questions so far?
Sir, can a line have more than one segment?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Let me give you like a story. There are some things in this life that God created. Well, I wouldn't say some things, but there are some fruit. Yeah, there's some things. Yeah, there are some fruits that I have, or some foods that I have a greater affinity for. Greater affinity for. It's like a sugar cane. I can sit down and eat off 2 joints of sugar cane, not 2 joints, 2 lengths of sugar cane in one sitting. And if you push it, I can eat off 3 lengths in one sitting. You don't want a tough one, do you know? Soft, nice, sweet sugar cane. Yes, ma'am. think of a sugar cane, and it's between joints. You can consider those joints as a line segment. You can consider those joints a line segment. So there are several different segments that you can get off the same line. Yes, man. Several different. Put it this way: you live on one avenue, and your avenue is going to be a line segment. Because remember, you know, a line is unending. So the avenue that you live on, really and truly, is a line segment. But guess what? On that avenue, you're going to have houses. You may have 10 houses on one side and another 10 houses on the other side. So your question is very important. So you see how many different line segments we have on this one segment? Talk truth.
Yes, sir. The reason why I asked, sir, I believe when I was going through the assessments or the practice, there was a question with a line that had different points. So it had one arrow, but it had different points. And it formed, it shaped like a parallel, but it wasn't a parallel necessarily. Well, probably it was, but it was connected, right? One line with different levels, one above another, almost like a square, but it's one side box or one sideline missing. So I was now saying, all right, a segment, and so I start count each line, as a different segment. But when I looked at it, I realized that the answer said that it only had one segment. So I was like, really now? Okay. So that was interesting to me. So that's why I asked that question.
Very good. So it's so interesting it is when you read ahead, because I know exactly what you're talking about. When you read ahead, and I'm sure when I get to that point, you're going to say, blow, sir, you see it now. You say, how we denote a line? Watch this. The line has this thing right here. Hold on, 1 minute, please. So a line has two ending arrows. A line segment has a dot at the end and this. So there are different stuff, and then you can have one piece now with a dot and an arrow. So you have something with two arrows at the end, something with two dots, something with a dot and an arrow. So that's what it is that you're talking about, Andra. And guess what? We're getting there, because we're getting there in quicker than you believe. So A and B are called the endpoints of a line segment. A and B are called the endpoints of a line segment. So that is the person who lives at the start of your avenue and the person who lives at the end of your avenue. Yeah, man. They are endpoints of your avenue. They are endpoints of your avenue. And the endpoints there will be, hold on, please. So those endpoints are important. It says a line segment. The line segment AB is the same as line segment BA. The line segment AB is the same as the line segment BA. So what it is saying, and you notice what I'm doing? I'm giving you real life situations in order for you to connect to it. So you can take your avenue from the top, or you can take your avenue from the bottom. So you can go from one end on your avenue, and you can go from the other end of the avenue. All right? You can go from one end of your avenue to the other end of your avenue, right? So AB, line segment AB, is exactly the same as line segment BA. Line segment AB is the same as line segment AB. The line segment has definite length, right? Definite length. Now we're finished with line segment. Let us move to the line. A line segment extended endlessly on both sides is called a line. I told you this earlier. So the line segment and the line is very important. So one can now say, Andrahan, that the line segment is a section of the line, is a portion of the line, is a subset of the line. Because on the line segment, on the line, you'll find the line segment. So there are many line segments on a given line. So this now answers the question or supports the point that you are making. See there?
Yes, sure.
It says a line segment AB extends on both sides, marked by arrows at the two ends of the line. No, you see, oh, the line segment, we didn't know the line segment with one straight line above the endpoints. The one you know, you're going to have two arrows. No, hold on there. I really must have tested them about in the early Saturday morning. So, so the line, the line compared to the line segment. So one may say, sir, how do you recognize the line segment versus the line? The line segment is going to be written with the endpoints, and atop that, you're going to have the a straight line. A straight line. The line, on the other hand, is going to have the same endpoints, but you're going to have something stretched across with two arrows at the end. Two arrows, because it's very important that you recognize that the two arrows at the end differentiates a line segment from a line. Line segment from a line. I'm going to pause here a minute. I'm pausing here a minute. Are we able to see the difference between the line segment and the line? I want you to talk to me. I can finish this long time, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to rush through the stuff. I want to make sure that you're understanding, especially what it is that you have read since I gave you homework. You understand the difference between a line segment and a line now? Yeah, no?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Sir, when it says a line segment extended endlessly on both sides is called a line.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in essence, a line segment is the line.
What it means.
It almost sounds like that.
No, look at this. So AB is the line segment. This is the line segment AB. Okay. But when it extends endlessly on both sides, endlessly meaning on the A, it will go along. That's what the arrow means. And the B, it will go along on the other side. So it says when a line segment is extended endlessly, both sides, it becomes a line. It's called a line. So no, the arrows indicate that it can be extended indefinitely in both directions. Indefinitely in both directions. All right?
Yes, sir.
A line has no endpoint. Just remember that. Why, sir? Because it extends endlessly. Or indefinitely. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No endpoint. Go ahead.
The points on the line indicates that the line segment.
Very good.
Okay.
You hear what Marvelous you don't?
Yes, sir.
Aha. You see, because you're speaking to me in class, I'm able to recognize the voices now. Very nice. So you hear what Marva asks? So a line has no endpoints. The points on a line is denoting the line segments. Yep, very nice. All right, so we denote a line by a small letter, LMN. No, man, the must have gone bad. We denote a line by a small letter. Every single time. We denote a line by a small letter, right? And then we can talk about array now. So, Andrehan, pay special attention to this one, you know. A ray is part of a line which starts from a point called the initial point and extends on one side. Remember, I said to you earlier that I can have something with 2 points, which is a line segment. I can have something ending with 2 arrows, which is a line. And I said to you that I can have something with a point and an arrow. Let us see where we get to with that one now. Initial point is there. Oh, is this talking about, sir? With the point and the arrow combined? But sir, when you have 2 points, it is a line segment. Very good. And when you have 2 arrows at the end, sir, you're suggesting it's a line because it goes endlessly, indefinitely. Very good. Then, sir, when you have an initial point and an arrow, what is it called? All right, we're getting there. The word ray comes from the sun's rays. The sun's rays begin at the sun and travels endlessly. Below, whoa. Then, sir, this is what they mean that mathematics is real life. Talk truth. Talk truth. And there are times, sometimes my fellow colleagues, math teachers, teach the mathematics in isolation with the real world. So you can't see what the real world is. So when you see the word ray, you now know where it comes from. It begins with the sun's ray and it travels endlessly. So the sun's ray begins at the sun and travels endlessly to the nether side of it. So that's what the ray is. So what you're seeing on screen, a line segment extends endlessly in one direction, a line segment that extends endlessly in one direction, it's going to be called a ray. A ray has no definite length, duh, because it go along on one side. It has no end, so it has no length. So if you think about it, it makes sense. So tell me of the 3 things, a line segment, and a ray, which one has a definite length?
Line segment, sir.
Thank you, Mabibu. The line segment is the only one that has a definite length because you have a start point and an end point. The line, on the other hand, galang. The ray has an initial point, but it galang. All right, do me a favor. Look at that, and then I'll come back in 2 seconds. All right. So it says the initial point is used along with one more point on the ray to represent a ray. The initial point is written first to describe the ray. So when you write it, what it is saying there is, if I'm representing a ray, the ray AB, if I write it AB, it means that A is my initial point and B is the endless point. If I write in BA, the mere fact that I call BA first, B is going to be the initial point, and then A is the other point. Let me show you what I'm talking about. AB, so see here, A is the initial point. So how do you know that it's the initial point? Because I don't have an arrow here. So A is going to be the initial point, and B is a point that goes endlessly. So I'm going to write AB, but look at me. The arrow above it is going to have, it's not necessarily a point, but it's going to put an arrow showing the direction of the ray. So I read with A as the initial point. That makes sense?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I pride myself with is I've been a teacher for way too long. Way too long to believe that in any given session that everybody understands what teacher talking about. So I know there's somebody in the class don't have a clue what I talked about a while ago. And I'm giving that person another minute to just say, sir, go through that again, please.
Yes, sir, please do.
No, no problem, honey bunches. I thank you for your honesty here. The television is in the background. Is it too loud for you? Yes, no? Is it? Let me know if it's too loud, I can go down a bit.
Fine.
All right, okay. I just don't want to miss any of the races, forgive me. So.
So let me know when it starts here.
You think me an idiot? For you to take one of your eye off of my screen? Me not tell you.
Sir, I'm gonna turn on TV now.
Trust me. I love it. I love this season. Jesus. You know, quick story. Me in a church, you know. Me at church in 2008. I remember when Shelley and Fraser Price and Asafa were up. He said, listen to me. He said, when church said, amen, that Sunday, forgive me again, Lord. I don't greet nobody after church. When church said, amen, and the Bible come out of church, I run me and my wife run to a car, and we drove on Christian like, coming from church, and we drove on Christian like to the house. You see, when we catch at the gate, we hear Jamaica, a lift up. We could have just run inside of the house to catch the last piece of the race. No, man, don't play with me on track and field. Don't play with me on track and field. But anyhow, let's go.
Cartoon going right now, sir.
Huh?
Cartoon must be right now, sir.
All right, so let me go. So there are three things that we've looked at just now. We look at a line, we look at a line segment, and we look at a ray. And I'm going to go through them. I'm not going to go back to the notes that we read online. I'm going to speak from what I remember, what I just read. A line segment is a section of a line. Section, yeah, section or a piece of a line. And it has two endpoints. It has two endpoints. Okay, so look at your television. Your television is really of a line segment because it has an endpoint at top and an endpoint at the other end. Right? So it has two endpoints. And the endpoints are denoted by dots or points. Right? Dots or points. All right? Now, that's a line segment. A line, on the other hand, as I said before, the line segment is a section of the line. A line, on the other hand, has arrows at both ends because the line goes indefinitely at both ends. At both ends. All right? A ray is a combination of what we spoke about in terms of a line and a line segment, because a ray has an initial point. If you want to call it a start point, that's fine. An initial point, and the other point is moving endlessly. So it has a point at one end and an arrow at the other end. A point on one end and an arrow at the other end. All right? So that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So three things: a point, a line. We know what a point is, that dot that you're making. Then we move from the point into a line segment, into a line, into an ray. All right? And of course, we spoke about what a plane is. Flat surface, no height, has length and width. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, but sir, this is what Andrehan was also referencing. All right, we don't know. Let us try. AL, AL, AL. Oh, but AL is array because the point L, this point L, go long, go long, go long, go long, go long, go long. See here, it has an arrow there. So I can say to you that AL goes on, right? And AM is also a ray. Different names of the same ray. You follow what I'm saying? Different names of the same ray.
Sir, would that be considered one segment or two segments now, even though it's the same ray?
Segments?
As in piece, because between A and M and A and L, right? It's still considered one segment.
No. You mean by segment different from where you know, Andrehan?
Yes, sir, I know, sir.
Name me a line segment in that figure.
A line segment, sir. Sir, there's no segment, sir. This is array.
Okay. So what are you asking?
Well, the thing is, sir, I think you'll get to it eventually because you're going through the things. So I think you might see the question that
you want to ask.
Right.
Fair enough.
It was one line just like this, right? But it's like the one line it formed almost a square.
Okay,
one side missing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. You're right. I'm getting there. You're right. You're very correct. So PQ is a array with P being the initial point. So how you know P is the initial point? Remember, it's your start point where you look at the start point here. My initial point is just with a dot, right? My initial point A is with a dot. A again is with a dot. So these are my initial points. So that's why these rays are starting off with A because those are my initial points. Start off with A, my initial point. Start off with P because P is my initial point. And then the arrow atop, the PQ, is telling me that my initial point is P and I'm going on to Q, right? And Q is going endlessly. So this piece is Q moving in an endless direction. All right. And to see if they have yet another. A is my initial point. Oh, this is what Andrehan talking about now. So A is my initial point. P is my other point, but it is going endlessly. So this ray is going to be AP, but I have another ray that goes AQ. A being my other, my same initial point, but Q now is the other point that goes endlessly. So there are two different rays having the same initial point. Similar to this one, two different rays out of this with same initial point. All right. And there's a remark here that we can look at. This is what Andrehan is referencing. True or false, Andrehan?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let us go now through it. I knew that's what you were talking about. So it says an unlimited number of rays can be drawn from a given point in different directions. Put it this way. You know, when I teach, I love give real life situation. So you are O, which is your initial point. And you are a very good O. So you are supporting your wife. You support your mother. You take care of your father. Child number 1, child number 2. So this is what them call you the breadwinner. So you're a good son. You have 1 wife, 2 children, but you have your mother and your father that you take care of. You make sure your mother and your father needs are taken care of, and the needs are separate. But they're not your mother and father together, Them can be together, but the doctor bill and medication bill is going to be different. So you are the source. From the source to that, you're taking care of that. From the source to this, you're taking care of that. So forth and so on. So yes, I can have a line, I can have array O to B, another array OA, another array OE, another array OC, and another array OD, right? So I can have an unlimited number of rays that can be drawn. And if there is another child, hold on 1 minute, please, 1 minute. All right. So you can have many different rays with the same initial point, right? You can have an unlimited number of rays drawn from the given point, same initial point. May stop. Are there any questions regarding that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, and you can see how it relates in real life. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Let me just lighten the class a little bit and see if give others an opportunity to try and concretize your understanding. Can anybody vision themselves being this sort of type of ray? Being the center here as taking care of these people here. Let me say something that is going to come out of it, because there's one thing that I could have said that I didn't say. Let me see. Is there anybody that can be seen as this sort of breadwinner of a family? Could be a friend, could be a neighbor, could be, can anybody relate to the example that I just gave?
Sir, can I express, for example, sir, it's one me, right? One me, Andrew and Reed. And I am a son to my father. I am a husband to my wife. And I am also a father to my children.
Absolutely. All right, very good. So I guess you understand that, Andrew Han. But let me put this in another light. What you said, Andrew Han, is right and correct to the T. But let me put this another way. Some people say, sir, I have an issue with what you talk about, because you talk about me. All right. So some people say, sir, you see this OA and me first. And some other people say, sir, OA, no. OA is me, dropping my tags first. Then B is going to be me taking care of myself, because everybody nowadays is talking about self-care. Then C, taking care of mother, father, wife. And somebody may say, but sir, no, you have to take care of your mother first and so forth. But remember, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of your mother. Anybody ever took an airplane and they say that in the case of emergency, what you need to do first?
Sir, pull down the something on your face.
Upon your face first, or upon the people then beside you first?
No, sir, me have to fix my face first. No. No,
Sir, is your face. Then if you have a young child, you assist the child.
But whose face first?
Mine.
Your one.
Absolutely. And somebody may say, sir, that is selfish. There's no selfishness.
Sir.
And it's not that you're protecting yourself first, but remember, if a blind man calling a blind man across the road, and you may be helping a child that can't do it on their own, but by the time you go help yourself, no, you gone. So if you can go ahead and put the mask on there first, you know that you're okay, and then you assist others. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. So that's why I'm saying to you, in this whole business of COVID and self-care, and everybody's talking about self-care, you have to take some time off for yourself. You have to make sure so you treat yourself right. And I keep telling people our secret is when you're getting a pay, when nobody go pay no rent and no mortgage and no car loan and this and that, when you buy one food out there for yourself and treat yourself right. Me nah ask her, tell you no. Real talk. And if you don't want to buy no something for yourself to eat, even if it's $100, you're being put up $500 or $1,000. You have to put away and put it somewhere where you can go and use one ATM card for point of sale or go a machine for dry it out. You will thank me later when you see this. Years ago when I was teaching some cosmetology students, I was teaching them on conversions and consumer arithmetic. And I remember teaching them how to save. And some students couldn't even understand because some of them don't even have an account. You know what I did? Go to this investment company and tell them what I'm doing and invite them to come down to the college and open accounts for the students. And one student said to me, "Sir, you don't know what it is that you have done." And even some of the staff members too open their accounts, investment accounts, investment accounts. And I said to them, "Listen to me. You see, when you put your money in there, and it was a practical experience. I said to them, we're going to all open the account now, and then we're going to go and we're going to be adding money to the account, and we're going to check to see if the interest rate that they said that they're giving us, if we really get that amount of money." It was an exciting period. And then there became competition in the class because some people said, "Sir, we're going to put in $1,000 at the end of each week." Some people are putting in $5,000 at the end of each week. So when we start doing calculation now, we recognize that some people have more money than others, right? It's a very important skill. Always self-care. Take some funds and put down for a rainy day. Very important. All right. Anybody knows Afterwind Drive?
Yes, sir.
Going to Excelsior from the stadium?
Yes, sir.
What do you call that point? Right there, so you call this a what?
After you pass the police station and not come up on the stretch there.
When you reach the stoplight, and I'm gonna make the right turn to come down to Excelsior. Yeah. Right at that point, they right there, so
intersection, sir.
Very good
answer.
Thank you, very good. I mean, thank you very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very good.
Intersection.
It is an intersection. You see how mathematics is real life?
So first me ever see maths so. Yeah, first teacher will bring maths to life because right now, me wonder why me really at the maths because me not know trigonometry now, no. But sir, me still look at intersection now, so I guess it's bad.
And math is not only about trigonometry. Trigonometry is just one big component of mathematics. One big component, right? But it's an intersection. It may not be a four-way intersection. That's only a three-way intersection. But when it catch Old Hope Road, there's a Hope Road, When it catch Hope Road, the intersection with Hope Road, Old Hope Road, and I'm going to cross the Barbican, Upper Ligony, Upper Sovereign. So coming from Campion, up to Campion to where you have the intersection there, so by the Texaco gas station, where Sovereign, that's Hope Road. When you go across that stoplight to go up, like what JC, right at that stoplight, there's right beside Caribbean Airlines, so, and the Texaco gas station, that's where Old Hope Road continues from that side, right? And then coming from Matilda's Corner Police Station, Old Hope Road is right there. So Old Hope Road turns and goes up. And then when you go across now, that's Barbican Road. That is a four-way intersection. That's the point I'm making. That's a four-way intersection. So you have four-way intersection, you have three-way intersection. All right? So this is it now. Two lines are called intersecting lines if they have one common point. If they have one common point. Remember, we name lines with a common letter. So when you see L1 in a common letter, it means it's a line. When you see it with a common L2, the common letter, it means that is also a line. So we represent lines with common letters, lowercase letters. So these lines are intersecting. Line 1 intersects with line 2, all right? And of course, I have one common point P, and P is called the point of intersection of the given lines. See there? A kaleidoscope of lines. A kaleidoscope of lines. Line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4 all share a common point P. Those lines are intersecting. Any questions?
No, sir.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So as discussed, we will recognize that many lines can intersect from one point. Hear me out now. Many of us are connecting to one source. So Jesus at the center of our lives, and all of us are connecting to him. Don't want to offend anybody because I understand that this is a choice, but I have to drop it in. Jesus being the center of our lives, and all of us are connecting to that source. Are connecting to that source, connecting to that source, connecting to that source, connecting to that source. Your place of employment is also that center of source. This person work with this place, this same person work with this place, a different person work with this place, or another person work with it, so forth and so on. All right? That's what it is. Many of us are connecting to GPS power grid. We have other power sources in Jamaica, but GPS is connecting to that power grid. But all of us are connected from NWC. Some of us are connected to Digicel. Some connected to Flow. Don't know if it is another phone company. Anybody see the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Parallel lines. Read that part for me, please. Read that first line of this for me. All right. Now that you've read it, what brings back memory to me and for me is when I was going to little school and had to write in double line books. And let me tell you something. The other day I saw a double line book I went to. Where did I go? To a conference. And I saw a double line book and I got excited. It was a JTA conference and I was with a whole lot of teachers around. And when I started to exclaim, everybody said, what happened? I said, I have a double line book. Okay, and what? And what? You know what memories it brings out for me? I had to take careful attention in forming my letters so that my letters sit exactly at the base of the line and at the top of the line. Them can't pass the line. And if they pass the line, you can feel penmanship. And I learned to write using my double line books. It brought back so much memory. I don't know. Did anybody here use double line books? Maybe me all.
Yes, sir.
Nice, nice. Good up, double line books. Sir, what is your point? This is it. The distance between any pair of lines is always the same. In the double line books, the distance between the points, the lines are the same. These same distances are called parallel lines. Are called parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that move in the same direction and they will never meet. They will never meet. Parallel lines. Okay, sir. Sir, you have an example of real life sitting all along. Or you're not giving an example of this. Okay, no problem. Think of a dual carriageway. Mandela Highway. North-south highway. North-south? North-south? What's that name? Yeah, north-south highway. The South Coast Highway. Yeah. They have the two lanes are moving. Even Mountain View Avenue from Arthur Wing to where Selby is. A straight road go up. So that's what we call it a dual carriage. It carry two sets of lines of traffic. So what is happening is that segment of the road is parallel. I notice I say segment because not the whole road. It's a piece of the road. So the segment of the road is parallel. Them never intersect. All right? So that's what parallel lines are. Opposite edges of a ruler, rails, of a rail line road, opposite edges of a blackboard are examples of parallel lines. Look around in your homes now and see if you can see anything that is parallel. And I'll go first. My television, parallel. The two long side running in the same direction, they never meet. And the two sides, the other sides, running the same direction, never meet. Come, I take about 3 or 4. Somebody unmute and tell me what in your home looks parallel to you.
Sir, my grill.
Uh-huh.
Countertop, sir.
Countertop, yeah. Somebody was saying something else?
Chest of drawer.
Chest of drawer, yeah.
So even the Louvre windows.
The Louvre windows, yeah. Come on, talk to me, somebody else. Hello.
Your bed.
It said one, yeah. Next. The AC, your TV stand, your coffee table, your dining table, your refrigerator, your microwave, your cupboards. There's so many things we have find. A section of the wall. What else? The door, the settee. Am I speaking anything out of turn, or am I speaking the truth?
Truth, sir.
What about your coffee table or your end table? What about your remote? What is that, Krishna?
Floor tiles.
The tiles. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you ever been in a math class and see so many math around you and you never normally take note of it? All of these things, your picture frame, your keyring holder, your staircase or the landing of the staircase, your picture frame already. So many things. You bought a box of cereal. The box in itself are examples of those parallel lines, right? So math is around us. Math is everywhere around us. And see the ruler there? And incidentally, see this ruler says edical. What's your weight down? That ruler says edical. I actually have one of those rulers. Professor Sharma came and gave me one of those rulers. Very nice of him. So two lines in a plane which do not meet when produced indefinitely in either direction are called parallel lines. So we'll say to you that lines running in the same direction that will never meet are called parallel lines. Now, is it all that I'm talking about? Are possible multiple choice questions. Possible multiple choice questions. So you have to understand it. Understanding is what is going to make a lot of sense so that you can maximize. Now, you see, anybody who gets a B plus a foundation concept 3 will have to do it over because I'm expecting an A. You'll have to do it over.
Sir, I think yourself you will get one day pass, go down. So yes, sir.
Talk truth. You know, say you think like me, you know. No, me not like you. Nope.
Sir, sweeten the pot now.
Sweeten the pot. No, let me tell you. You see, if oftentimes I have conversations with the Lord, I said, God, me no want rich, you know, because I want to live a life depending on you. Because there's them rich people there, sometimes they don't know God, you know, because them can't find everything. If them want go up on the North Coast, them don't even take the Knoxville Express. Them go on normal man and fly down. No, sir, I want the hard way because it make me know so I have to depend on God. I have to drive, Father God, take care of me, yes, so. I have, you know, man, but sometimes I wish I had money because it's like all one of them days I'm going to say, you the plan, oi, let us meet up from Friday night. It's a Saturday morning, we're going to have a class on the beach. So we're going to go there from early, so we just take charge of the whole length of the beach, and we're going to sit down and we're going to have a class right there and then. And then when we're done class, 12 o'clock, 11:30, the rest of the day is ours, and then we'll come back to Kingston. No, and I'm serious about it. If I had money, and those who don't want to come, you join us on Zoom. But trust me. But anyhow, that's one of the ways, guys, I do self-care. When I know I can't do some things, I say, okay, fine. Let me just imagine me in Paris. And you want to see me walking in Paris, and I walk in the stores, and I look for something then, because I do have no time to stress with the mind of yourself. One life. So if you ask me, have I ever go Paris yet? Yep. Physically, sir? No, but I've been there before, though. All right. So, guys, if L and M are parallel lines, we're going to write it as L with double dash inside of it, M. So L is parallel to M. You need to know these conventions because when I'm writing my questions to you, we'll be looking at things like, oh Lord, looking at some more lines, transversal lines and lines that are corresponding. I will give you these things. And you see between parallel lines, you have some lovely things coming out. Lovely things coming out. Good secret. Enough nice things that come out. All right. So those are they. Are there any questions? This wasn't a bad one, don't it?
No, sir.
It really wasn't a bad one. It really wasn't a bad one. All right. Let me just do maybe one or two of these. What's here? Sorry. I said my Microsoft to log me out automatically, and it did. All right. Let us see if we can look at a one or two questions. No, but then again, no, sir, Sean, don't do that. Thank you, Lord. I'm not going to do that. because I'm going to spend the time looking at that, let me just go through the stuff first, so at least I know I cover the areas I want to cover with you. And then I do the thing. So let me just go back to my basic geometry. All right, so I did that. All right. Measuring line segments. All right, so I'm gonna just go through measuring line segments. I don't want to do the examples just yet. Oh, come on. Oh, is my hand touch it? All right, hold on, guys. I think I touched it. Oh, all right. Since it's there, let me just do that one. It's there. I didn't want to do this, but it's there. So let me just do it. Nothing happens by chance. So I think Father God want me to do it. So let me just do it. All right. So it says, how many rays are in the given example? How many rays are you seeing?
4.
4. Me say 5. Anybody agree with me?
No, sir.
4, sir.
All right, cool. So it's 4. And if you want to name them, OLOMONOP. All right. Let me tell you, say easy. How many rays are in a given figure?
3.
3.
3.
Oh, them right. Very nice. How many rays? How many rays are in this figure?
3.
3. Very good. Remember, no, this is the intersection. Remember, the intersection occurs when you have 2 or more points meeting at the same place, right? So you're going to have OY, OZ, and OX. So it's going to be 3. Very good. All right. So let us just use the information that we just learned, and we should be good to go. Final one. How many rays?
4.
4. Very good. Excellent. All right. So I'm coming out of this. This is not what I really wanted to do. Oh, come on, Sir Sean, they keep doing that.
So what kind of schedule race?
You know, I'm on TV. You know what I'm going to do? I know what TVJ does. You know, I'll comment to you. I know what TVJ does. TVJ is going to give me. TVJ is going to give me what? Is going to give me only the Jamaican races, but me want to see some of the other races in too. So let me just check another place. So let me just see what events going on, because you know them still have to make them own money. So all right. So in the meantime, while I do something that is not math related, well, it is math. They're running meters and jumping different lengths. Okay.
Yeah, man, she's gonna reach here by about 11.
All right, so it says for measuring the length of a line, segment, you're going to place the ruler, the 0 mark on the line at the starting point, and wherever the end point is, that is going to be that. No, let me tell you something. What much me know is that all of you seated in this class know how to measure one line. True or false?
True.
Okay, yeah, move on. You can keep the ruler that, you can do that. Read the mark against that, press that. So I'll go through, because we're not spending time on it. And that gives me the length of AB. And the length of AB is going to be 8. Now you will see on Educasoft that you can go ahead.
Sir, we're not seeing the screen, eh?
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, you know. Yeah, if we work with the teacher sometimes, you know. You have to work with the teacher, poor teacher. No, where am I? Lord? Am I here? And here. Are you seeing the screen now? Are you seeing the screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah. So I'm saying to you, you put the ruler at the point A, your starting point A, and then you measure it up to the end point at B. And in measuring, you're going to get your line segment AB. Yeah, no, maybe so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, me not spend the time on that, because I don't know it. Me not spend the time on that, because I don't know it. This is what I would spend a little bit of time on. It says measuring a line using a ruler and a divider. Now you see what is on screen there is called a divider. When you go to school, they usually used to when I ask some students what is that device, they will say to me, "Sir, that's what you use to stab up people when they're fighting." And it is not true. So in the geometry set, you will have what we call a compass and what we call a divider. And for persons who do technical drawing, would know the use and the importance of a divider, because you want to take the length of a line, you just put it on the divider, you just use the divider to measure that, and then in measuring it, you'll go ahead and put that measurement now on the screen, on the ruler, not screen, but the ruler, and then the ruler now you can read off the length of the line, right? Very important, very, very, very important, how it is that we do the measurement. So let us look at the screen. You still seeing the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm using my divider, and the divider I'm going to put at the end of at each point. Open it out. Then I'm going to transfer that now to my ruler. Watch this. Without disturbing the opening, yeah. So just look at what they're doing right there. So is it up here, so? Can you see my cursor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's up in here, so? Up in here, so must be tight. It has to be tight. Because if it is not tight, by the time you move it from the line, the measurement, it'll go loosen up and move and shift and get a wrong reading. So you have to make sure that it's tight. It comes with a screw, and a lot of people hold it in this position. No, it is to be held at the tip. It is to be held at the tip. So this thing above inside here, so must be tight. And then, without disturbing the opening, we're going to lift the divider and place it on the ruler in such a way that one point is at 0 and the other point is at the mark on the ruler. And you can read it off and you get 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. So those of you who are challenged in using your ruler, get a geometry set. Matter of fact, if you need a geometry set, because you have to go know how to draw and construct different angles. I gave you those already. I gave you those. I wrote the steps, the steps of constructing those things. I wrote out of my head. So you may go online, I may go in a textbook, I may see them do it in 3 or 4 steps. But what I tried to do was to explain it in detail so that nobody can say, "Sir, I miss a point." All right. So we soon come back to doing things like those. So that's that. That's how I'll measure. I keep doing this. That's how I'll measure my line segment. All right. And I'm moving. We'll come back and look at the example sometime later in class, but I just want to make sure I get the stuff out of the way. Line segment. Lord, I give you thanks. All right, so we need to talk about measuring angles now. What device we use to measure angles? What apparatus we use to measure angles?
Sir, the compass? The alpha circle, sir.
The alpha circle.
So what name?
Let me ask you.
Sir, the alpha circle.
The protractor. Thank you, Marabou. Marabou is only you alone going to get some of my half a circle. Go away from here, sir, Tommy. Tommy, go away from here, sir. You and Andrew, go away from here, sir, about half a circle. We're not talking about. Yeah, I know we're not talking about here, but I want you to say protractor. Yeah. You'd have got it right if you were to take it up and ask what the protractor is, you know, is a half a circle. Yeah. But let me ask you though. Let me ask you. Both Andrehan and Tammy, and as I said before, I'm not looking at the list. I'm looking at the voice. Voice differentiation. Why you think Andrehan, Tammy, it's called? You guys call it half a circle. Let me see for the thing. Why people call it half? And don't tell me say it look like half a circle.
Well, that was the first point.
No,
but sir, angles on a straight line measure up to like 360.
Tammy. Angles on a straight line measure very good, excellent. But measures what?
180.
Thank you, please.
Sir, it's Ava, sir.
It's Ava, sorry. Right? So angles on a straight line measure 180 degrees. Okay, so continue on Ava G. Ava G, continue now. No, Andrehan, Ava G stuck. So tell me, to finish for me now. Yeah, so why you call it half a circle?
All right, so we'll call it half a circle because a circle, the full measurement of a circle in degrees is 360 degrees. And so half of the circle would be 360 divided by 2, which would be 180 degrees. And so we call it half of the circle because it represents, in terms of the shape of it, it is like half of the circle, where the straight line is 160.
If I clap you, boy.
Sorry.
100 and how much?
180, sorry.
Okay, all right, good. All right, good. Now, very good, the pair of you, very good. And I really hope the others are listening. Now, you see how many times I stop while I'm teaching? I do this so that because I'm not in front of you, and this is what I'm telling you, online learning can work, it really can work, because there are ways that I use to make sure that you understand what you're talking about. And this such question is one where you may not see it spelled out on your syllabus, but it's something that you need to know. So you're correct. So why students call it half a circle? Because it's called a complete revolution, right, Andrehan? So you say a complete revolution is 360 degrees. All right, 360 degrees. I had a student years ago. I said, what is the measure of a complete revolution? And she jumped up in class, 365. I was like, what? 365. And me not lie to you. I want to trouble some student, So you see, when me roll in the class today, because me get an upper hand, because she always had trouble in the class. And that's when me roll, it's only Jesus alone could have take me up. And I roll, and him say, so when my laugh off of me so far? And him say, at 360. Sir, I want like a mistake I make. He said, for the rest of the school year, you know my color? Yes. 365. 365. And guess what? It's not only me, the whole class, to the point where nobody even knew or rename. Because even friends where she come to high school from, I think said, catch on to the name 365. And them say, oh, you get 365. And I say, Shan, give me that name there. And I say, tell them why. Sir, me not tell them why. Because and guess what? That experience alone, I'm sure she would have learned that the complete revolution is 360, right? What was she confusing it with? Let me see if you think.
So like the number of days in the year. Or
absolutely, yeah. So it's a calendar year that she was mixing it up with. But things happen. But I mean, one of my favorite students to this very day, right? Trouble me, so me to get a chance. So I'm saying this to say to you, I am the only one in class that is allowed to laugh at anybody. And it's like, oh, Ava G love give me trouble. I come in my class every day undercover and I sleep with one eye open, me can laugh after she to scorn, but it's only me alone must laugh, you know. Nobody else can laugh. Me alone must laugh. And if me do something wrong, you're not supposed to laugh at me here. All right, move on. Don't answer. Ava don't say nothing. Ava don't open your mouth and say a word.
No words, sir.
All right. All right. Measuring an angle. Oh, all right. All right. Lord, what should I do? Should I do this here? Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. Oh, are you seeing the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me ask a question. What is a right angle?
Sir, an angle that measures 90 degrees.
Check. What is an acute angle?
An angle that measures more than 0 but less than 90.
Check. What is an obtuse angle?
Measures more than 90 but less than 180.
Reflex.
More than 180, less than 360.
So me know say Avagino in a bed today.
No,
Avaji
sir.
come out of bed. Avaji come out. Avaji come out strong. Very nice. And the rest of you must know this. The rest of you must know this. The rest of you must know this. An acute angle is an angle that measures less than 90 degrees. An angle that measures exactly 90 degrees is called a right angle triangle. Do we have a left angle triangle? Aha, nobody can answer that. Okay,
yes, yes, sir, but it is a right angle triangle nonetheless.
Okay, so it is called a right angle triangle with a different orientation. So there's no left angle. It is a right angle triangle because right angle is not the orientation that we call the right angle. It's just the angle in the triangle that is measured that is called a right angle. So I asked a question because I remember teaching some third formers one year, many years ago, and I say the right angle triangle. I want to say, then sir, show us what the left angle triangle looks like. And I was like, oh dear. I said, excuse me? Yes, sir, the left angle triangle. And the other students in the class were like, yes, sir, I can see what the left angle triangle looks like. And I said, oh God, no, I'm not gonna drop on roll today. And I had to show them what the left angle is. There is no left angle really. It's just the orientation of the triangle. So the right angle is really talking about the measurement of the angle, but I can have different orientation. And for the right angle, there is an orientation that I use to measure that angle. You know, that little box in the corner, right? It measures 90 degrees. So in your homes, you should have 90 degrees. And I use the operative should, because you know, sometimes the place not square up. The man who come put on the room never square up the place properly for you, right? But yeah, supposed to measure that. But very good though. And an obtuse angle is an angle that measures it's between 180 and between 90 and 180 degrees. And a reflex angle is between 180 and 360. Very good. Remember now, a complete revolution is 360 degrees. Then, sir, it is track and field now. And we see Puma, who is a sponsor for some of these jerseys, and we see 361 degrees on it. That make any sense, sir? Mathematically, it doesn't. So you will now have to go and find out why Puma is using 361 degrees as their logo. That should be your homework for next class, and tell me why you think Puma is using 361, but a complete revolution is 360. All right? Okay, so let's go. Very good, guys. Very good. So measure an angle. So we're going to consider the ray OA, mean that our starting point is O, and the point that goes unending will be A, right? OA is my starting point is O every single time. Then it says if we rotate it about a point O so that it takes a final position, bam, this is what we're going to be doing. And I'm showing you this. It's an online class. I really can't show you physically. So I want you to look at what is happening. So this is now the angle that is formed between. So if you look at this, if you consider this as the mouth of an alligator, when the alligator mouth is closed, you have no angle. When the alligator opens its mouth, there's an angle that is formed. And the angle that is formed is, and incidentally, the angle that is formed from this tip right here, so to this tip right here, so is the same angle that is formed right in here, so to here, so the same angle that is formed right here, so to here, so the same angle that is formed right here, so to right here, so. So the whole of this here so forms the same angle. So don't say, sir, what people measure from where the points are. Where the points are, right here's a B and right here's a A, will give you the same point as this green line right here. So it's just an opening that we're measuring. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Now, there's a word that I see here that I need to talk to you about because you're gonna come up on this word ever so often. And funny story, you know, funny story. Funny story. I believe I was always a good math student, and I'm thinking back at it. Yeah, going through school, I think I was a good math student. When I got to grade 6, I think I was a very good student in math. But I cannot recall the word vertex. Maybe it was done with me, but I cannot recall the word vertex. I cannot recall the word vertex, class. And I had the pleasure of assisting a grade 2 last summer in another summer program. And the word vertex came up in the grade 2 book. And I say, but I'm not this me I teach my foundation concept 3 students them. And I say, no man. I say them little pick me up. Them supposed to brighter than me, you know, because when me learn in a big school, how would them learn now? So I cannot recall, and I mean very honest with you, I cannot recall the word vertex when I was in little school, let alone for that child that I was helping last summer to be talking to me about vertex. Anybody ever hear the word vertex before? And I want you to be honest with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when can you recall hearing it?
So when I come to college.
Same thing? No, but I believe you. Because at that time you hear about the word, right? Now, what a vertex is where 2 lines meet, it forms a vertex. So the vertex is going to be here at O. The vertex is going to be at O. Now, you know what they used to call it at my school when I go to school? The point or the intersection. But now them call it vertex. No, vertex was around a long time in a car, not totally the word come up. But that's what the vertex is. Vertex is singular, vertices is plural. Vertex is singular, vertices is plural. All right? So a rectangle has 4 vertices. Any quadrilateral has 4 vertices. A triangle has 3 vertices. A pentagon has 5. A hexagon has 6. A heptagon has 7, right? So that's what it is. This is also endpoints, right? Where 2 points meet, 2 lines rather meet to give a point. All right. So just to get this word out of the way, it's not a boo-boo word, but just to let it out of the way. And then OA now. OA is saying that this is going to be my ray, starting at O, ending at A. It never ends, but it goes on and it go along. So O goes to A. O goes to B, right? So remember, there's no ending at A because it's going on and on and on forever. That's what that arrow means. O is my start point. O is my start point. B is a point that goes on and on and on. So what we do now is if we extend it by rotating it in an anti-clockwise direction, we're going to get a wider angle. We're going to get a wider angle. No. You know, I answered the question earlier. Ava don't want you to talk to me at this point. Figure A. What type of angle is formed in figure A? Ava, you don't answer. What type of angle is formed in figure A, class?
Acute.
Why, Androhan?
Because it is less than 90 degrees.
Very good, Androhan. Androhan, please don't respond. Ava G, don't respond. Somebody tell me what angle is formed in figure B.
An obtuse angle.
Thank you, Marva Boo. Why, Marva?
No, not Marva, sir.
Oh, this.
It's Subrian.
Subrian. Oh, you come out today. I wonder, oh, you not talk to me. Okay, Subrian.
Because it is more than 90 degrees.
What?
But it's less than 180.
Oh, thank you, please. Don't give me a half something in that class here. If you give me oxtail, I want the full oxtail. Sure. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Thank you, please. Right. So it's that. So very good. Oh, Jesus. I mean, why can't all my classes feel like this? Very nice. So, but sir, Andrew said that it is acute, but I don't know what angle it is. We don't even know what angle it is. We're guesstimating. We know it's an acute angle. We don't even know. And if you want, I could guesstimate this and maybe call it a 30-degree angle or a 35 or whatever it is, or a 45-degree angle. It don't matter to me. All I know is the angle is less than 90 degrees. I don't know. I don't need to know what this is. I know that this is going to be greater than 90. I can estimate it, but all I need to know is greater than 90. And it's greater than 90 is going to be an obtuse angle. Why, sir? Because an obtuse angle is an angle greater than 90, but less than 180 degrees. All right? Very important. So it says, on observing the two angles, we say that angle OAC is greater than angle OAB. Sorry, AOB. Opening between the two arms is more, right? So one is greater now. Let me just tell you something about the convention. I should have told you up here, so let me go back up here. This sign here is used to measure angle. So this sign is a way that we write in mathematics for the word angle. The middle one is where the angle is. So the angle is not formed at A, the angle is not formed at B, the angle is formed at O. So when we say angle AOB, it's the middle one that we are referencing. Angle AOC is the middle one that is the angle. Angle AOB, again, is the middle one that we are referencing. There's another convention where I don't have to put this sign right here. I can just put AOB and then put an upside down V over the O. Let me say that again. I don't have to put the angle right here. So how this is read is, let me read this statement. We say that angle AOC is greater than angle AOB. That's how we read this in mathematics, right? But I can and I know that the O is going to be the angle. What I can say is that I can also say that I don't have to put the word angle here. I can put AOC, but atop my O is where I'm going to have an upside down V. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I mean by upside down V and are using a computer, look at the numeral 6 on your computer and look at the figure or the sign or the symbol atop the 6. And what does it look like? Can somebody tell me what that sign look like? Uh-oh, them not hear me again?
Upside down V, sir.
Yeah, man, that's the upside down we are talking about. And if you look on your calculators, if the x squared is on the raised key, it means that the upside down V is going to be on the submerged key. All right, so that's what the upside down V is. So there are two conventions, just to let you know. All right, so that's how we measure the angle. And then degree, the standard unit of measurement is degree, and it is denoted by a small circle that is superscript. Everybody knows that. All right. Whoa, whoa, that's a complete revolution. Whoa. The complete turn of the ray about the point 0 in figure that makes an angle of 360 degrees. This is one complete revolution. One complete revolution. All right, just remember. All right, now the unit of measure for 1 degree is going to be 1 over 360 degree, right? So that's one complete revolution. So that's what 1 degree is. That's what 1 degree is, and what Andrew had explained earlier, because that's what 1 degree is. When we're talking about 180, 180 divided by 360 is half. So that's why Andrew was able to say that's half of a circle. Does that make sense now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So we know that the unit of measure of the degree is going to be 1 of 1 degree is going to be 1 over is going to be 1 over 360, right? 1 over 360. Remember, why we can talk about half a circle, because we know it measures 180 degrees, and 180 divided by 360 is going to give you a half. So that's what they get half a circle, right? That's what they get the half a circle business again. So just remember, a complete revolution measures 180 degrees. A complete revolution measures 180 degrees. All right. And in Jesus' name, that is my protractor. As of now, none of you would call it half a circle.
Sir, did you say a complete revolution measures 180 degrees?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
And if I did, I would expect you to correct me, because a complete revolution cannot
that's
measure
what I heard, sir, but a complete revolution measures 360 degrees.
Absolutely. So you are listening. So you are listening. A complete revolution is 360 degrees. A half a revolution is 180 degrees. What is therefore a quarter revolution?
Right angle triangle.
Oh, very good. Oh, absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So you see that green line AB there? I saw a measure something on the thing. So all of that is going to measure 30 degrees. So just look at the figure right there to see what is happening. That's what it is. All right. That measures 75. So you see what needs to happen is you have to extend the ray all the way outside of the edge of the protractor so that you can get the actual reading. Some people are drawing it and stopping it right here. You can't tell me what it is. And what if it falls right inside here? You're not going to know. If it falls right here, so you can know it's 30, you know. But like it falls between the 70 and the 80, you can't just assume that it's 75, because it could be 76 or 74. All right. So you have to know exactly what is what. All right. And let me just tell you something. You see the man who gets into construction, one of the first bit of equipment that he would purchase is what they call a square. And that metal square is very important to him, you know, because he might make a little one room for you, under the foundation, and ready to put up the columns. You see, the moment him start box up that, he better make sure him grab him square. That when him box it up, before him cast it, that him get a 90 degree. If he not get a 90 degree, if he not sit down on it exactly, he have to take him hammer and lick it out so it flush. Because remember, you know, when him remove the piece of plywood right there, so you know, once it is that, when him throwing in the cement and gravel inside of it, it is compact. It'll go be square. It'll go be a 90 degree. And when the man start to render, you have to render and make sure say it measures 90 degree. If not, the corner piece that you have that you buy at Courts and Singer and them other place there, now go fit exactly in the corner. And if the place not level, when you put on something on your countertop and you go into the bedroom to do something, to slide off and drop because it's not level. Very important. Very, very important. And the converse is true. The converse is true that if you have a shower instead of a tub in your bathroom, and there's nothing wrong with having a shower instead of a tub. When you're building the floor of that tub, it can't be exactly flat. it has to have some angle to it so that when the water gets into the shower part, it don't settle in at the corner and cause mildew or something, but it runs directly to the drain, right? So when you watch DIY or watch them construction network, you will see those people who are laying the tiles making the shower with a slight angle in it, so that whenever the water, when they finish showering, the water will actually, head directly to where the drain is. So at least you don't have any settling of water where you have morass growing or whatever else the situation is. All right. So angles are very important. Very, very important. Okay. And of course, so forth and so on. So I'm going to move on. From here, the measure of angle AOB, the measure of angle AOB. The measure of angle AOB, we place a protractor so that the center is exactly at the vertex O. Remember, I tell you this is a vertex. Where two lines meet, you form a vertex. A vertex is formed where two lines meet. And when you have more than one of those in a single drawing, we don't call it vertexes, but we call it vertices. Just like we have one matrix and we have several matrices. All right. Very, very important for you to remember. All right. I'm gonna step away for just half a second. Look at that, please. All right. So some protractors have a little magnifying glass at the cross here. Some other protractors have like a plus sign there. So the vertex is going to match up exactly there. And this line, blue line, supposed to sit exactly on the line, the 0 line or the 180-degree line, right? Because the 0 line and the 180-degree line is actually the same line. So starting with the 0 mark of the scale line on OA, we're going to read the mark through which the arm OB passes. Whoa, good animation. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I mean, let's go through this now because I'm not going to go through it because I got through it already. That's what I was referencing. Let's take a square inside, so that we are talking about a right angle triangle. Greater than 0, but less than 90. And if it's greater than 90, but less than 180, it's called an obtuse angle. And a complete revolution there measures 360 degrees. Greater than 180 degrees, but less than 360 degrees is going to be my reflex angle. Perpendicular. Didn't talk about perpendicular, so I'll talk about it now. Perpendicular. Two lines, AB and CD, are perpendicular to each other. And so it is written. It is written as an upside down T. It is written as an upside down T. How are parallel lines written?
Sir, they are, they put it now.
Two straight lines.
Two straight lines, yeah.
Straight line, yes.
Two straight lines. The perpendicular between the two endpoints are going to be written as an upside down T. These symbols you must know. The question can come without saying what is in red. That and that are perpendicular to each other, but it can be written in symbolic form. So you need to know what the symbolic form represents. You have to know what the symbolic form represents. Very important. All right. So if it's perpendicular to each other, it forms a right angle. It means that it measures 90 degrees. And something that you don't need to know now, but I'm just going to tell you. My first quadrant, my second quadrant, my third quadrant, my fourth quadrant. I have different quadrants here, and each quadrant measures 90 degrees. 90 times 4 is 360. So I still get my complete revolution. I still get my complete revolution. So however I look at it, I still get my complete revolution. If perpendicular line AB intersects CD at its midpoint M, then AB is called a perpendicular bisector. So you see these dashes at A, B, C, and D? It means that the distance between C and M is exactly the same as M and D. And between A and M is exactly the same as M and B. So it is that it's a perpendicular bisector of CD. So AD now becomes a perpendicular bisector of CD. Sir, what would you do? And I want you to picture me right here. Picture me right here. If I put my compass at C, the tip of the point of the compass at C, and I open it out and I scribe an arc right here, and I remove the tip of the compass from C and put it at D without moving the measurement of the compass, and scribe another arc, the intersection of those two arcs will give me the blue line. Does anyone have with them a protractor?
No, sir.
No, sir.
And no compass? All right, do me a favor. So for this week, the geometry set, well, one long time it was about $180. I don't think it reached $300, hopefully. I will answer if you purchase a geometry set so that you're going to move now from what is being animated online to something that is concrete. So I want you to be able to physically try it on your own. So everybody's going to get, and because I know you're very good students, I know you're all going to be remembered to purchase your geometry set for class next Saturday, God's willing. All right. So that's what is called the midpoint or the perpendicular bisector. All right. And we're going. Oh, I do it again. And the last piece on the measurement. Remember, we don't do any of the examples, you know. I'm just going through the tutorials. The last piece of the measurement is going to be polygons. And I don't know what a polygon is, you know, what. Let me know. I will see what can happen. Curves in everyday usage means not straight. But in mathematics, curve can be straight too. A curve is a figure traced out with the help of the sharp edge of a pencil without lifting the tip of that pencil. So you see, in mathematics, we have...
Third screen.
Oh, jeez. You remember I said a while ago, see, I keep doing this, and that's what I can't remember that I am not. No. Sure, sorry. All right, there you go. So a curve in every, thank you. A curve in every day means not straight, but in mathematics, a curve can be straight as well. A curve is a figure traced out with the help of a sharp edge of a pencil without lifting the tip of that pencil. A curve does not cross itself. It's called a simple curve. So a curve is simple if it does not cross itself. Are there any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. So therefore, by extension, a curve that crosses itself is not a simple curve. A curve that crosses itself is not a simple curve. A possible multiple choice question. A simple curve is a curve that crosses itself. A curve that does not cross itself. One or two. A curve that crosses itself and don't cross itself. But you should know exactly what it is. It is simple If the curve don't cross, not simple. When it cross. Moving on. A curve that has no endpoints is called a closed curve. It does not intersect itself. It is also called a simple closed curve or a simple closed figure. So you can have something that is closed and you can have something that is open. Closed when you can't see the endpoints. Open when you can identify the endpoints. A curve that is not closed is called an open curve. Duh. So now you know. A polygon is a simple closed curve made up of only line segments. So those are examples of polygons. 6 side, 12 side, 100 side, 5 side, you name it. It's a polygon. Interestingly, figures above are polygons, while the two figures below are not polygons for the reason stated below the figures. Her figures not made up of straight lines, segments. It's an open figure, not closed. So these are not polygons. I want to read it, that's why I'm not speaking. I want to read it for yourself to make sure that you understand. When you do, let me know if you get it. Hello, somebody?
Yes, sir, we're here.
Got it, sir.
So remember, a simple closed curve made up of only line segments are called polygons. There's no line segment here. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right. There are line segments right here, so don't.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But what happened?
It's not
It
closed.
doesn't
It's
be
not
closed.
closed. Right. So a simple closed curve made up of only line segments. So this is a curve, Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
A lot of
sir.
them, yeah, man.
Segments.
Yeah, man. True. Of only line segments. So some people think curve is only something when we look round. You learn something new in maths now. And not only them something that round. All right. Vertex. Look at that. Read that for me, please, to yourselves. Finish?
Yes, sir.
Now, for some of you, don't today's class come like a revision?
Yes, sir.
Would have gone through before.
Because you'd have gone through it before. Very good. And like Andrehan was asking a question, there's something that he couldn't see through, but having gone through the lesson now, he would have gotten it fully. I'm going to use that to overemphasize the importance of you going through the tutorials beforehand. I don't care if you understand what you go through. Just go through it. You will get it. I promise you, you will get it. All right, let's go. So each common point, endpoint, or the intersection is called a vertex. As I told you before, right? And each segment is called a side. So you have one vertex here at A, B, C, D, E, F, and BC is a side, CD is a side. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So you know what a side is versus a vertex. Side versus a vertex. All right. In the following A, B, C, D, E, F are vertices, plural of vertex of the polygon A, B, C, D, E, F. That you should know because I've already spoken to you about that before you even get it there. Right? AB is a side. I say that AB is a line segment. AB is a line segment. So when we're referring to it, you know, you have to put a little stroke up top, or else it will be incomplete. So you know what the line segment is. You know what the line segment is. So two sides of a polygon having a common endpoint are called adjacent sides of the polygon. So AB and BC are adjacent sides. Why adjacent, sir? Adjacent means beside, incidentally. If I'm adjacent to you, it means that I'm beside you. If I'm adjacent to you, it means that I'm beside you. So what I'm saying to you is two sides of a polygon having a common endpoint is called an adjacent side. Give me another name for common endpoint. Give me another name for common endpoint.
A vertex, sir.
Very good, a vertex. A vertex. So you can look at all of those. So adjacent side would be BC and CD. See here, BC and CD, right? And you notice what is in the middle of them? The common point, the vertex. The vertex is between them. A polygon can be stated by listing its vertices in consecutive order, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So there's some order to it. All right. And then my diagonal, very important. A diagonal for polygon is a line segment whose endpoints are two non-consecutive vertices or non-adjacent vertices. In the following figure, AC is a diagonal of polygon ABCD. When I said non-consecutive, consecutive numbers are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Non-consecutive numbers would be like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, because I'm not using them in order. All right. So a diagonal of a polygon is a line segment whose endpoints are two non-consecutive vertices or non-adjacent vertices. They're not beside each other. All right. And it gave us an example right there. So it was that day. Finish off that. Any questions? Good to go?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And that's just part one of the polygons. Oh, come on. I keep doing this, you know? I keep doing this and then I'm going to forget now to share screen. All right, let's see if I can remember to share screen. All right. I'll share. So a regular polygon is a polygon whose all sides are equal. So it is regular if all sides are equal. Look at that for me and tell me what would I use to denote equal sides. And if you can give me a word that we'll use to represent equal. A synonym.
Sir, I know they're equal because of the line that is drawn on each segment.
Very good, Marvel. Very, 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 very good. Mm-hmm. So I say that this side is congruent to this side, is congruent to this side. Meaning that the side are equal, the side are equal, the side are equal. What shape is formed right here, so? What triangle is formed right here, sorry?
So equilateral.
Very good. And what shape is this?
Square.
And why not a square?
All four sides are equal.
Very good. And what shape is this?
A pentagon.
Oh, very nice. A pentagon. A pentagon is a 5-sided figure. Very nice. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Wow.
Sir, only if we got these on the exam. Because I can bet you any money when I'm having in my pocket, sir, when I get to exam, you're going to say, what is ABC plus DC? What is find the angle of AB squared, sir?
Okay, guess I know have a G. That means you must have enough more money in your pocket then. If you have enough more money in your pocket, you won't see it. Actually, you have a little bit of money in your pocket. You have almost about $5 million in your pocket. That's a little bit of money, more than $10 million. And then you see it. Okay, I'm just putting it like that. No, but I get the point. You see, what happens where a lot of students will see the question and think that, oh, this is what the question is going to look like. No, what the man is going to do is put the question in such a way to ensure that you fully understand what is expected of you. So the question may not come verbatim say, what shape is this? That's a little school something. That's not a degree, college degree.
Sir, but a little school where you teach you, sir. And then when you go in an exam, you have to so you have your blues clues is what they really ask me.
Yeah, bust your brain, cause
No one really want from me at this point another 3 hour years. So I feel like it is really. So I feel like them to do them something. They just ask me you want to ask me, so I can't answer. You ask me like something, I know it, then
I
that
believe in
different.
it. You know one of the question never will go through when at 24 or 22. When we look on the quiz part, me I say 2x plus 30. I'm gonna find the angle. Come on then.
Sir, you see them something. That's how I have trust issues in a life, sir. Because you give me this and I know this are equilateral. So when we get an exam paper, and I mean it's not like say during the regular class time. Within this 3 hours, sir, me have Fred say, me have to try remember everything when I read, and then me get a question. Bam. What is this? And then me I say, but dear God,
All right.
where this come from?
I'm gonna say something to you, and please don't be upset with me. But I think you are in the wrong class. I don't think you should be doing a School of Business degree. But you must go performing arts.
Me, sir? No,
yes,
sir.
No. You forgot performing arts. From them look on you just like when they look on Oliver, them thought laugh. And when they open their mouth, them roll over. No, you must go performing arts. Speak to me after class. I can get the transfer for you.
Yes, sir.
No, but I hear what it is that you're saying, but is it what it is that we're doing is just ensuring that you can use the information that is given. You see, it's just like working the money, You working the money is the easy part. And you may say, sir, no, it's not easy. Try spending it and tell me if it is easier or harder. Spending your money nowadays, is it easier or harder than working it?
Yes, sir.
It's easier?
Way easier,
because it goes so fast now.
Okay.
Good point.
I see what it is that you're saying here. But for me, I want to put easier to spend. I'll put much harder to spend because I have to say, okay, fine. What bill is more important? I have an online class to teach. I must have electricity. I need to have data. All right, that must go in. But I also need food. And then I may say, boy, when you pay your bills, the food bill, I forgot cut. So every time something happen, and something increase, I will pay now go up. Tell me what get cut first.
Food, sir, for real.
Yeah, man, the food bill have to get cut first.
Sir, as it go on, sir, it will reach a point where we have to start prioritize our priorities. If you understand me.
We are there already. Matter of fact, you don't think we're there already?
No.
We are there. So for those of you who don't have a little backyard garden, we can pick a finger banana or a Hana banana and cut piece of we call it kalalo or pak chow. It you kind of dark.
Oh, that yeah.
Sir, not take comfort in that because you soon have the neighbors coming to get them for you.
No man, get too dark, man. But you see the truth, the truth, and I don't understand. You see, I don't know. For me, you see, if a good community would be, Andrehan, you have the land space. You plant the breadfruit tree. Me not have much space. Me plant the pop chow and the cabbage and the callaloo and them something there. And when it's harvest time, you say, institute breadfruit here. You say, but me don't want no more breadfruit oil. You're going to roast it, you're going to slice it, you're going to freeze it. All right? You have ackee tree, it's half dozen ackee here. And if every time you can get half dozen ackee and you put it up, by that period, you're going to have one whole bag of ackee, So it has to come to that point where, some things we just decide that we're not going to buy. We're not going to supermarket go buy pepper. We're not going to buy some certain stuff because we're going to plant those things back on our own. It's rough. God, Jesus, it's rough. People are dying because of, not of COVID, but so many other things now. COVID not kill people again, COVID not kill people again. All right, but let's go. I'm happy though that you guys can recognize this. All right. So it says a square with all sides equal length and each angle measures 90 degrees. Such a square is a regular polygon. A rectangle is also a regular polygon. These are polygons. A rectangle is an irregular polygon. So these are polygons that are not regular. If they are not regular, they are irregular, right? Because we recognize that a rectangle has opposite sides being equal. A rectangle has opposite sides equal, right? So if you look at this here, it says a rectangle has all equal angles at 90 degrees. So we call it equiangular, but only its opposite sides are equal. This side up here, this side up here is equal to this side. And this side is equal to this side. So you see what it is that we're using again, no Marvel, as I said it before. So this is one stroke, and this is one stroke is telling me that these two sides are opposite. This with a double stroke, and this one matching up with another double stroke tells me that these two sides are opposite and equal. This side and this side, not now going for them. And they don't have to be opposite either. Because if you look at this one, this side is not opposite to this side. This side is adjacent to this side. But these two sides are equal. Why, sir? How you know that? One stroke, one stroke. But sir, the opposite sounds them are equal to two. One stroke, one stroke. Then one are double stroke. So this one and this one would be equal. Right? So remember that it is regular when they are equal in length, irregular when they are not equal, all equal in length. We don't want some equal in length, we want everything. We don't want some, we want all. All right. We're wrapping. So a polygon of each whose angle is less than 180 degrees is called a convex polygon. Read that for yourself 2 times for me, please. Agreed?
Sir, could you repeat, please? Or was it that we were supposed to just read?
Yeah, man, I was asking to read. So, so let me just say it again. So a polygon, each of whose angle is less than 180 degrees, sorry. It's called a convex polygon. A convex polygon. Each angle, you know.
Yes, sir. So no angle is 180 or more.
Very good. It's a polygon. Remember, a polygon is a closed curve, you know, made up of 9 segments. So less than 180, 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 convex polygon. A polygon having at least one of the angles more than 180 is called a concave. This is less than 180, 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 but this angle inside here so is greater than 180, so it's called a concave. Oh, sir, I am seeing something. Anybody seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes, sir.
What are you seeing?
No, so wait, let me say the yes too quick and I'm not done getting. So one is inside and one is outside.
Jesus, thank you, Lord. One is inside, one is outside. Which is inside?
So the convex, because it's the interior angles.
All right. So you said the right thing, but I'm looking at it. Look at it pictorially. You're correct there now, but look at it pictorially. So you're saying the angles are inside, but let us look at the shape now. You're correct, but let us look at the shape.
Oh,
in.
Sorry, go on. Let me see if I can pick up.
Andrew Han, say it.
It's caving in.
Very good. It's caving in. So you're correct, what you said a while ago is correct, The angles are inside, but you recognize that the angle is inside for this one, as well as the angle is inside for this one also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the angles are inside for all of them. So we can use that as a differentiating measure.
Okay.
Because the angles are inside. So you're not wrong, but I want to know what can I use to differentiate the stuff? Now, what I can say to you is one of the shapes will be projecting outwards, and the other one will come on the inside. So you notice the concave, the convex push out outside, and the concave go down on the inside. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
And anybody else see it?
Sure.
All right, let me tell you how we remember it. And I got a little school, you see? I said, they must remember all of them something here. I say, all right. G, when you vex, what you do?
I'm a vexer. I'm not talking to nobody.
You're not talking to nobody. All right. Andrew, when you vex, what you do? I must get the answer in the class today.
Isolate kid, you're going to share.
All right, and that me I look for. All right, Latoya, when you vex, what you do? Latoya, we need to have conversation, Latoya. Like seriously, after class, we need to have some serious conversation. Latoya, when you vex, what you do? All right, she's still not talking to me. Ashantia, what you do when you vex?
Sir, when a female them vex, sir, they bend up them face. That they do.
I'm not going to get into that.
Who is that?
No, Jerome, don't answer. Jesus, Father, how could I do something like this? Don't identify yourself for your son because Abaji ready to take you on, You're saying something like that you're answering me?
Sir, I was talking behind the muted mic.
Oh, but you're crazy. In a good Saturday morning. Very crazy. All right, now, tell me no, not to be. When you vex, what you do?
I'm more likely don't talk to anyone.
Sure, I'm not giving it correct. I'm not giving the Christian answer. Sure. I mean,
sir,
no, sir. Yeah.
Sir,
push out, sir.
Thank you, please. Say it again.
The mouth push out.
All right. Thank you, Marva. You see, let me tell you, and that's a Christian response, You see, the Christian response is speaking the truth. So some of we go to church and we say, oh no, when I'm upset, I just stay by myself and just internalize it and say, Lord, take the wheel. Hello. Catch up on the road when one taxi driver bad drive you. And you're cussing at the car. Jesus is in the car, so Jesus here. Me might not hear, but Jesus here. So for me, when you vex, you more push out. You push out your mouth because you vex. Convex. Anybody see that? It kind of sound corny, but me use it for remember. Anybody can see the correlation between being vex, convex, and sitting now you push out? Yeah, man. So concave is going to be the opposite one. Concave is going to be the opposite one. You notice that none of these are pushed in. Everything is out. That one has gone in. If my whole C and draw C out above B and D, then I'm going to have a convex polygon. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please make sure you understand that, So properties of convex and concave polygons. All diagonals of a convex polygon lie entirely inside the polygon. All diagonals. Every single one of the diagonals of a convex polygon lie entirely inside. But a line drawn through a convex polygon will intersect the polygon exactly twice. All right? This is something that a three-sided figure, everybody knows a three-sided figure is a triangle, don't? 4-sided is a quadrilateral, and I made mention of that in class today. A quadrilateral is any 4-sided figure. They have enough quadrilateral. So, I'm going to name me some. Enough quadrilateral. Name me some.
Square, rectangle.
Cuboid. Rhombus.
One is start with K.
Kite.
Any 4-sided figure is called a quadrilateral. Quad means 4. A 5-sided is a pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, and a 12-sided is called a dodecagon. All right. So, and these are things that we need to know. Their consistency. If you did chemistry, you'll recognize, and organic chemistry in particular, you'll recognize that 5 is pent, 6 is hep, 7 is 6 is hex, 7 is hep, 8 is oct, 9 is non, 10 is dec, right? So it happens in chemistry, it happens in math, it happens anywhere you go. The prefix tells you what it is. So pent is 5, hex is 6, hept is 7, oct is 8, so forth and so on. Speaking of which, let me just ask a question, not related to the syllabus, but it's by extension, it's added knowledge. Anybody know what 8 rivers means?
8 rivers.
8 rivers. 8 rivers.
Some of you like me the school challenge because this is what I win.
Bag of tigers. So I asked a question because it pops out into my headspace when I say oct. Right? Let's just read 8 rivers. So there are 8 rivers that run in this section of the islands. It's called Ocha. Ocha is 8. Right? So that's what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Mathematics is real life. Mathematics is real life. And I want you to be able to appreciate the mathematics around you. And that is what I believe is missing. I just finished teaching a course called Calculus 2. And when we do the Calculus 2, we're talking about things like iteration. When me start my iteration, in real life, somebody get abducted and somebody call and say, oh, I just saw a man took a schoolgirl and put in a taxi. And the police said, where are you? I am on this road. And the police said, thank you very much, miss. Stay on the line. Don't worry about credit. And then the officer now going to radio all the other stations who are going to converge to that point. So if it happened on Oxford Road, members of Matilda's police station are going to come down. Crossroad are going to come up. You're going to have the East Police out of Rockford are going to come in. Half a Tree Police Station are going to come there. So then I'm told police are going to come from a different angle. So you're going to have people converging. And then the officer on the line with the eyewitness going to say, what car? It's a white Axio. You get a license plate. I am close by. Let me go. But careful, miss. Don't go too close because they need to. Yes, it is AB 1234, right? So now they have something that is concrete. So every Axio them see pass. I'm going for AB 1234. Okay, car is in sight. This is my location. Everybody going find. That's mathematics. You're going closer to the exact route. So I'm saying to you, if we can learn mathematics and relate it to what is happening in the real world, math will have much more meaning to us. And you'll find out that the understanding will be more appreciated. Maths is not supposed to be a subject where people can say, I hate it to see. No, sir. So, oh, you hate English and you talk English every day. No, man. All right, so that's the second part of the and a 12-sided figure. If you want me to show you what it looks like, this is it. To have 12 different sides. Done. 12 side. 9 side is another gun. etc., etc. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Again, oh, what is wrong with session? What's wrong with session? All right, so we have about 20 minutes left. And I'm going to leave you to go through the examples. I have now completed my basic geometry. I've completed my basic geometry. And now we are on to, you are going to be doing those examples for my students, I beg of you. There are 24 of you in the class. I want you to be able to all pass the course. That's only going to be possible if you put your work in it. Only if you put the work in it, it's going to be possible. If you don't put the work in it, nope. And I don't want to see no C's on the grade sheet. Some of them are getting way too many C's. When your lecturers send me your grade sheets and I look at the grade sheets, I'm seeing way too many C's. We already have enough C's around us. I want you guys to be working harder for A's and B's.
Sir, as you talk about that, sir, you know that your grade is the only grade not yet posted.
I spoke about it to one of the assistant heads of SOBES. My grade. Are you talking about business calculus, right?
Yes, sir.
My business calculus grade was the first grade that I submitted. Krishna, did you get a grade from me already?
Yes, sir, I did.
How long now you get a grade, Krishna?
Good well now, sir.
All right. Andrahan, and I want you to speak to your head of department. When I went on Arian and I looked and I saw that my grade sheet is still unapproved, I got livid and I spoke to, let me see when I spoke to the, let me tell you when I spoke to the head of school on it.
Sir, I believe the man, because I remember you were very excited.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. On the 7th of the 7th, on the 7th of July, I said to one of the assistants at 9:45 p.m., you go on bed? 9:47, no. What is delay in approving my grades? I sent off mine from June 17th. From June 17th, when I checked my area and I recognized, I sent off my grades from June 17th.
Wow.
Today's which day?
Tomorrow is the 17th of July.
It's a month ago that I submitted my grade. A month ago, and I'm livid. I am livid. Ask anybody in this group that I've taught them. I don't hold on to my grades. I'm livid. And the response was, we'll check on it. Wasn't in all week. I'm in work all week. So I'll check on it when I get back next week. Next week, no come yet. Because this was from the 7th of the 7th. This is 10 tomorrow. This is 6 days later.
Yes, they're still checking on it, sir.
Clearly. No, but you don't do this to me, man. Because when I tell my students that I'm going to submit their grades, I want my word to be my word. And when I tell my students I'm going to submit my grades, I don't want the students to say, "Him lie." I submitted my grades. From the 17th of June, I submitted my grade. From the 17th of June, I submitted my grade. As a matter of fact, I had a table marking exercise for business calculus. There were 4 of us who met, standardized the paper, and I sat down and I marked off the paper. Matter of fact, without even saying anything further, Andrahan, the paper was marked off and I was waiting on some students to finish off the stuff.
Yes, sir, I remember.
So guess what happened? I submitted the grade on the 17th. The papers were finished marking way before the 17th. You see what I'm saying? I'm just waiting on those students who needed to finish off the extra work on EducaSolve so that I could just give everybody an equal opportunity to pass the course. Yeah, man. But it's and I'm gonna send a message. I'm gonna send a message again, and I'm gonna say it's really I'm upset about it. Nobody's supposed to come and say, "Sir, I'm the head of the math department. How can my grades not be approved?"
Can you imagine, sir?
Yeah, you know, look at me, I do my work.
Yeah.
No, man. But from the 17th of June, I submitted, and my papers were marked before then. It's just that I was waiting on some students, give them an opportunity to complete some work on editor. But remember now, that some of them now have that sort of leverage, you know, because me taking my time off. So as it done, me submitting the stuff and cut. All right. So yes, so I apologize for that, but it's just really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. All right. I have 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes roughly. Well, 18 minutes, but I call it 10 minutes. I want to at least just go through these tutorials. This is the first tutorial under the construction. So we can do this stuff. Remember, you know, it's one time a week we meet, so I don't want anybody to say, Lord, sir, you can't give it a little time. Now I want to whet your appetites so that you can go and do what it is that you need to do. All right, please. Come back to the question that Andrea just asked a while ago. You see, just as how I come to you and I beg you and I cuss note, and I beg you and I cuss note to do no work, and I expect you guys to be on top of things, I am sure it's the same expectations of me that you expect me to be on top of things. And you know, when I see my grades being submitted and they are unapproved, it frustrates the crap out of me, honestly. But anyhow, let's go. You should be seeing the screen, and it says under construction. Yes. I'm not upset that I didn't get through to this, because I would want you to have your geometry sets when I'm going through this area, because it's going to be very important that when I speak about something, I can give you an opportunity, because sometimes you may not be able to visualize it on the screen, but you want to do it, you know, for yourself. It's just like, you know, you can go to medical school and I can be teaching you A&P, anatomy and physiology online, and you understand it, but there comes a lab component now that you can't do online unless you're doing a simulation labs. So you have to come into the lab now and say, well, this is what I'm going to be doing, etc., etc. So it's important that we do what we're supposed to be doing in order to get to where we need to go. So it says earlier we have learned about line. In this section, we will learn about perpendicular lines, right? When we draw two lines, there are two possibilities. One line that does not intersect, and the ones that do not intersect are called parallel. And we have those lines that intersect that are called perpendicular. Perpendicular. So these are lines that do not intersect. These are lines that intersect. When two lines intersect each other, four angles are formed. And we know this. And we know this. If one of these angles is a right angle, the remaining three angles are also right angles. If one is a right angle, it means that the other three angles are right angles. I'm going to tell a secret. Don't tell anybody why I say it here. And I want to pay attention to it. If one of these angles is a right angle, the remaining three angles are also right angles. Sir, oh, you know this. Watch me. Don't tell anybody. Angles on a straight line had to give 180 degrees. So watch this 90 degree right here. So watch the cursor. 90 degrees right here. So, and if angles on a straight line had to give 180, if this is a 90, this also must be 90. All right? Because the straight line and the angle is supposed to measure 180. And if this is a 90, that means that this must be 90, because this is a straight line also. And if this is a 90, this must be 90, because it's a straight line. And this must be 90, because this is a straight line. Alternatively, that's one example of one way of us explaining this stuff. The other way of explaining it, if this is a 90 degree angle, opposite angles are equal. So if this is 90, that means the one vertically opposite to it must also be 90 degrees. And if this is 90, vertically opposite angles must be equal. So that is a secret. That is a secret. That's a secret. All right. Now, these lines intersecting at right angles are called perpendicular lines. Why perpendicular? Because it's 90 degrees, right? Because it measures 90 degrees. So perpendicular, so it's going to be 90 degrees. In the adjacent figure, DE is perpendicular to FG because it forms a 90-degree angle. And you can see what else is there that is perpendicular. All right. And then symbolically, as I said to you, the upside down T as in Tom is representing a perpendicular line. The upside down T is representing something that is perpendicular. Are you okay with that, guys? So far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. All right, good job. Examples. Remember, a line is denoted by a common letter. A line is denoted by a common letter. So symbolically, it can be written as the line is perpendicular to M. This L is perpendicular to M. Or I can say M is perpendicular to N. This sign means perpendicular. So we know something that means perpendicular. We know what it means by parallel. We know what angle looks like. And I gave it two different shapes of the angle. Angle meaning the angle at the front, or you can have the upside down V atop it. So there are different symbols that we have to remember. Mathematically, they don't have to spell out everything. They don't have to spell out everything. All right, so that's how we look at it. Alrighty, and you can see what is happening here. L1 is perpendicular to L2, and L3 is perpendicular to L1, or L2 is perpendicular to L1, and L3 is also perpendicular to L1, right? So I can say L1 perpendicular to L2, or I can say L2 perpendicular to L1, I can say L1 is perpendicular to L3, or I can say L3 is perpendicular to L1. Same difference. Same difference. And right about there, let's see. Let's see something here before I say anything more. Right. So the other one is going to talk about constructing perpendicular and right. I don't want to talk about the construction part yet because I want, when I'm speaking about those, you can actually take your devices and work on them so we can see what is happening. So at this point in time, I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me any questions so that I can address them for you. And also giving me an opportunity to remind you all how important, some of you don't start one piece of assessment yet online. Don't start one piece of assessment online. But there are some of you, one person in particular. Let me just make sure I get the name correct before I miss call and become a Steve Harvey. Yes, man. JJ, Cameron, unmute for me, please.
Sir.
Congratulations, honey bunches.
Thank you, sir.
I am very pleased with what it is that you have been doing. Consistently every week, your name is called as one of those persons covering your assessments. There are others too that are covering, but I'm choosing to call you out because you're covering things consistently with almost perfect scores. Very good. I am proud of you, and I'm going to encourage you to continue working. When I look at it, I am seeing where you have 13 more pieces of work in order to cover all of your assessments online. 13 pieces, and we just passed the halfway point. You can't fail the course. I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. Keep it up. There are others who are working, you know, right? There are others who are working. Sabrine is 2 pieces less than you, Janelle. So Sabrine, you need to come finish off them 2 pieces there in order for you and JJ to be on the same level. Right?
So internet is sir.
All right, understand. But I'm proud of you, so you know. I'm proud of you. And consistently, your name also makes the list. Right? And I'm talking about people who are doing the review even of the foundation 1 and 2. Very good. Brianna, yes, you're moving. And I'm proud of you, Bree. Right? You know, so it is beyond me when there are students in here who are not moving. And don't tell me, sir, I have a wife and I have a children. We don't want to hear that. You have the same 24 hours in a day. It's how we use those hours that are allotted to us. All right. And there are one student in the class that did only 3 pieces. There's one other student in the class that did only 2 pieces. There's one student in the class that did just 1 piece. And there's a student in the class that has done 0. 0. I'm not saying anything more. Today I came to class and I dropped 3 students because of inactivity. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not saying anything more. If I don't see anything moving, I'm going to drop these people from my class. I don't like lazy students. And it tantamounts to me lazy. Because nobody has come to me and said, sir, I don't have a device to do my work. So I can give you an alternative. Una must complete my assessments. I beg of you, in Jesus' name,
Sir,
assessment. Yes, sir.
Dean, that you mentioned that, sir, the first 3 assessments that were deemed expired, I did send you a message that I would not be at class during that period, and so I would not have been able to do that based on the fact that I did not obtain the knowledge needed. So now that I'm acquiring the knowledge, is it possible for those 3 assessments, the first 3, to be reopened on my part or my access, so that I can complete them?
Do me a favor, Andrew Han. Help me pray, and when the Lord gives you the answer, tell him to whisper to Mr. Shan. Say, whisper to him, Father God, and tell him the answer, and then I'll let you know.
Sir, him already answered already.
But him not tell me yet. so you need to go to him and tell him, says, Papa, remember if I talk to Mr. Shan here, just whisper to Mr. Shan, Papa, right? So I can know, because me listen to him, you know. Yeah? But students, as we wrap up, I'm going to say again to you, it's very important. It's not a difficult course. It's not a difficult course. It is so easy. I mean, it's really a nice course. Just pace yourself, man. Don't sit down and do everything in one sitting. You miss the meaning from what it is that you're doing. Pace yourselves in such a way. Pace yourselves in such a way that you can at least get piece by piece, little by little. But anyhow, 11:28. Replay gone. Me gone. Later. Have a good one.
Same to you, sir.
Bless up.
Same to you, sir.
Yeah, man.
Bye,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Enjoy your game. Have a good weekend.